How do y'all enjoy your weekends when you're broke? Am I the only one saying this? But like, you ever work all week, you realize you ain't got no money, then the weekend rolls around, and you think to yourself, I can't enjoy it because I got no money to do nothing. I remember in the summertime, one time I was like getting ready to go get gas to mow my lawn, and I realized I was broke and had to like take money off my overdraft, my checking account, just to buy fuel for my lawnmower. And I'm watching all my neighbors with like RVs and like, you know, got trampolines in their back lawns, and they got four-wheelers and all these things that like luxuries that I can't buy, and it doesn't really bother me, but because I don't really care about luxuries in life. But I'm like, I just want to be able to enjoy my weekend and feel like I got a few extra dollars, or like when I'm mowing my lawn, I want to take pride in that. But I can't explain the feeling that you get when you're broke on a weekend. You just almost feel guilty for enjoying yourself. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
If you've got a steady roof over your head, you're able to pay your bills, you eat well, say 2 to 3 meals in a day, you still have food in your fridge, and then you are not asking friends or family for money. And on top of that, you still have some savings kept somewhere for rainy days. You are already doing well. If no one praises your efforts, you should praise yourself. You are doing better than many in this economy. It's not that you're lazy. In today's economy, that is real achievement. When we take a look at the rising cost of living, gas, groceries, rent. You see, rent, if we begin to talk about rent hike, we are not going to wrap this conversation today. Couples keep taking up 2 to 3 jobs. If they keep doing this, how will they make time to build a solid home? Salaries are stagnant, but cost of living keeps rising. All of this adds to why some people are just existing and not living. You spend all your energy, your time on your job. You spend over 40 hours at work. At the end of the week, you do not even have money to relax, to have a good time. Just a few years ago, it wasn't like this. People are beginning to complain.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living on the average American salary? I just watched a TikTok of a teacher who makes a teacher's salary. I don't know what state she's in, so I don't know how much she makes, but her 1-bedroom apartment is $2,000. And when she spends $2,000 on that 1-bedroom apartment, it doesn't even come with a washer and dryer. So she has to go pay an additional $2 every time she wants to use their washer and dryer. Okay, like, how does that leave her any extra money to spend? And then she said she had a $400 car payment, which some people were bashing her on that. But in today's economy with interest rates, that's really not that bad. And I'm sure she needs a dependable car. So you talk about teacher's salary, $2,000 in rent, $400 car payment. You got insurance, you got groceries, electricity. Like, I don't understand how people are affording life right now, and it really makes me sad for some people. You have people who are like her. She's single, she has her own salary, or families where it just works out best for them, for the mother to stay home. And if the father is just making an average American salary, how are they affording life without going in a bunch of debt? This lady who's a teacher started crying because she said she realizes on her salary and where she lives, she will actually end up in more debt. Then, like, she will just continue to accrue more debt and more debt and more debt because her salary is not matching the cost of living. And what's sad is I've seen people be like, just spend less. Listen, guys, the cost of living is rising and our salaries are stagnant. Okay, so there's not just spend less. That's not the problem here. The problem is the cost of living is outrageous, and minimum wage in some states is still $7.25. Teachers in some states are still paid a ridiculously low salary, even though their job is super important. I don't know what we can do about this, but I'm just going on a rant because it really, really pisses me off.
I frankly don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. I don't know how much longer my friends can keep doing this. Pretend I'm not eating a toaster strudel. That is super exemplary of everything I'm about to say right now. But me and my friends are in our 30s. We're college educated. We work in the tech industries, marketing, and either our jobs have been replaced by AI or our employers have let us go to cut the numbers before the holidays or whatever it may be. in anticipation of a quite different economy that we're about to experience. And I don't know how much more I can do it. We're expecting all these tariffs. We're gonna see retaliatory tariffs from other countries. I already cannot afford to live. I can't afford to pay my student loans. I can't afford to pay the credit card debt that I've had to take out. When I got COVID, I got a bunch of medical debt. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not this type of person. I am so resourceful. We are the fucking resume coaches, dude. We are the fucking managers. We are the people in charge. And now it's either you're a fucking billionaire, you're a CEO of a company, or you're fucking unemployed, I swear to God. And if you are employed, you're like terrified of getting let go. My friends and I are looking around at each other. We're like so smart. We've always had our shit together. We've always had money. Like, we're all depleted. We're like beyond depleted, and I don't know how much worse it could possibly fucking get. And I don't know what they want us to do about it. I can't even fucking imagine being younger than me and trying to get a job. At this point, like, I have so much debt from school, and I think I have to go back. I think I have to go back to school. I'm hoping I can get a scholarship or something, but my field of marketing has very quickly been replaced by AI. One of my last roles, I was training AI tools. So, like, which, as an aside, I just saw a content writing position that was simply to train AI. And they were paying $20 an hour. And they required a master's. I'm not even fucking kidding. I have a picture of it somewhere. Yeah, all these job postings are like, you need a master's in, like, exceptionally specific field of study, in taxation of foreign countries or something. It's like, what? And then they pay like $20 an hour. Anyway, all of the pay offerings for my field are now what they were when I started in the field, right? So, like, when I started at, I don't know, like $60,000 or whatever. That is now the fucking cap at these places. That is a cap. What do you want me to do? You want me to die? You want me to die? It feels like my government wants me to fucking die.
Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but fuck, it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all 4 brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the fuck. And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, you know? Fuck. Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities. And you can't, like, in this city that I live in, public transport, please. If I were to do public transport, it's like asking to get rate, and I really shouldn't be crying because now I have to go to another work event, and now I'm gonna be all puffy. I'm just, living is so expensive. Just keeping yourself alive and floating is so expensive. And what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is, if I were to take public transport here, especially for my job requires a car. I have to have a bunch of shit that I have to lug with me for work. And I can't do that with public transport. I'm venting. Inflation sucks. Just living in America sucks. Living alone sucks. It's great, but it sucks. Because you have to front all the expenses by yourself. I need a husband just so that I can live. So we can split the bills.
If you are not struggling financially right now, then you need to consider yourself completely blessed. Like, don't even consider yourself. You are completely blessed. Like, every time I check my local mom group on Facebook, I see requests or people asking where they can get some financial assistance to pay utilities or assistance with rent. And it's concerning because these people are working full-time jobs and they just can't make things work right now For example, this morning, a woman posted she's an RN working 2 jobs and still is struggling. I know we're all complaining about how expensive things are. For me, personally, like my car insurance doubled in August. I was paying around $140 a month, and now I'm paying $280 for 2 vehicles, and I'm 1 driver. And I have never had a claim. There was no reason for the increase other than they just increased me. On top of that, Florida Power and Light rules the entire state of Florida now. They bought out Gulf Power, and since then, all I ever hear about from people is how astronomical their utility bills are. Everyone is trying to find ways to save money. But as soon as we save money in one area, something else goes up. So it's just kind of like we're sliding this scale back and forth, and it's actually like increasing. We're never saving, no matter how hard we try. Like, I stopped eating out with my kids. Obviously, eating out is super expensive, but I went almost a month no eating out, and it was still a struggle. And if you made it this far, I don't mean this to be like a pity party thing. I'm figuring it out. But last Friday, my birthday, my boss cut my hours in half. So yeah, I guess this is also like a PSA to people who aren't struggling right now. Don't be tone deaf, because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. If you start to notice behavior changes and lifestyle changes, I can promise you it's because people are being proactive, or I don't know, maybe reactive to their financial situation. It's just a mess.
I just got thinking as I'm driving into work today, dropping my son off at school, filled up the gas tank, and I realized gas prices, $2.98 a gallon. Got paid this week. Still paying taxes, income tax. Oh, guess what? Still paying property tax. Guess what? We're still paying tax on overtime. So then I started wondering, is it just a different face with the same old frickin' story? It seems like no matter who's in charge, we get hyped up at the beginning before they get in that big change is coming. Big change is coming. Wow, we're going to all have all this money. No matter who goes in, it's the same shit. The government wins, you lose. And I realize I need new brakes and rotors on the back of my car. It's grinding when I stop. My dryer's broken. Somehow I gotta buy a new damn dryer. But how do we pay for it all? You wanna know what? We can't. You wanna know why? Because the government takes all of your money. What do they do with it? They sure as hell don't fix the roads. Just drove 30 minutes from one town to the next today and just about took the tires and the alignment out of my car. Bang, bang, bang the whole damn way. Where's the money go? All this money we give them. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and what do they do with it? I'd like to know. They're supposed to get to the bottom of it. A lot of big arrests coming. Guess what? Not one arrest. Different face, same story. You know what that means? We're all just living the old American dream, aren't we?
Truth is, we cannot ignore how different policies, whether from MEGA or other policies, have impacted the cost of living. We see that trade wars, inflation, and rising tariffs have all affected the price of goods and services. And what this means is that the money you earn today, even though it was your dream salary back in the day, seemed to do nothing for you and your family. At one time, 100K was like the dream salary of many. But today, it cannot afford the standard of living. Then again, how long more are we going to continue to worry? Yes, times are hard, but we can still enjoy life now. Enjoying life doesn't mean that you have to spend big money. You can find joy in simple things. If you are unable to afford luxury vacation out of the country, just try visiting places you can afford around the city you live in right now until you are able to afford bigger vacations. If you're unable to afford theater performance, you can host game nights at home where family and friends come together and then you guys have a good time. So the whole goal is just to enjoy the moment. Time passes by so fast, and if you're not watching, you just notice that the years are gone. These small things, although they look less expensive, but they really count. And to my people, those ones with degrees, and even though you have a master's on top of that, and then you're being offered $17 per hour, I know it is ridiculous. If you can do it in the meantime, go for it. But if not, it's also okay to wait patiently. Your dream job is still out there. Use this time you're waiting to gain new skills, to network and build connections. Just keep learning and growing. The right door is going to open. So don't let anybody make you feel like you are behind. Remember, if you have food in your fridge, you have a roof over your head, you're able to pay your bills, you are doing better than many people on the earth now. So be grateful. So what do you all think? How are you staying positive despite the rising cost of inflation? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you got value from this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Would you like to know why millions of people are closing down their accounts with Amazon? If yes, click on this video to watch. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in my next one.